Hello everyone, Yanis here. Today we're going to talk about inner peace and how to find inner peace, how to achieve inner peace, or just how to feel better all round. But inner peace is what we want. If you have been beset with turmoil and worries and traumas, concerns, this could be the video for you. So, I suppose knowing what inner peace is would be a great start. For me, inner peace is not being concerned about things that are not in my immediate orbit relationship, and spending little time in the past, guilty feelings of the past, or little time in worrying about things that haven't happened in the future. So basically being at ease with life, make living being easy. To me, that's inner peace. And so it took a while for me. I mean, I came from some, austere enough circumstances, council, flat upbringing, and rock and roll lifestyle, drug use, just hand-to-mouth living, all the usual stuff. And left what I call the rat race to join, to find myself and to find inner peace, I guess. And moved to an island in Greece where my family has a history here in the south end of a big island. And spent a lot of time in solitude and worked a few things out. Now, I'm not saying you have to do all that, although it helps if you're very tormented by your thoughts. A bit of solitude helps clear that up a lot. But that's what this video is for, is to help you with all that. So the first thing is to, let's make it in a number of steps. I'm going to count them, and so that at the end I can say, the 7 steps to inner peace or something. Nice bit of clickbait for you. So 1 is get rid of your television. It really is the tool of the matrix to brainwash you, to influence your behaviour, to divide us, to create a narrative which is often completely false. It's a complete false narrative, and because it has the authority of, say, a news network or something like that, it is meant to imply that it's true. Often it's quite the opposite, and they're creating a narrative so that they can direct your thoughts in any way they want. You may not believe all this, but let me tell you, if you want inner peace, the easiest way to start, number 1, is throw away your television. Or if you're strong enough to turn it off and just to put it on only when you watch a certain program, then that's great. But I've seen enough evidence that they use just about every program to send subliminal messages. Not tinfoil hat. I just know the game, and that's one of the games. So, a lot of violence, a lot of fear, a lot of disturbance. There was a time when TV was showing life, and it was just too boring. So they made it more dramatic, and now people think that how TV is how we're meant to behave. So suddenly the world's become more dramatic than it ever was, and more divided than it ever was. It didn't need to be. More competitive than it ever was. Of course there's competition, because that's how certain things happen, particularly if you like sport. But not about building a house or It used to be community used to build houses together. Only 30 or 40 years ago, so only a generation ago. Amazing. Sorry, my accoutrements here. So 1, turn off the television. 2, manage your social media much, much better. And manage social media means I wouldn't even be liking or commenting nowadays. Social media, most of it is funded by CIA, MI6, the agencies, because they want to see your behaviour and monitor you, see what you like, see what you don't like, make profiles about you. That's mainly what it's about. If you can use it to stay in contact with friends, then that's great, and that's what it's for. And just do that. But all the divisive stuff, I put, because I've been down a few rabbit holes, I'm aware of a lot of what they do, and all of that stuff I write never gets put up. They always have some bogus fact checker go, it's been fact checked by, and I've investigated fact checkers. A lot of them are journalists that just need a job, and will just say whatever they're told to keep the job. So they're often not fact checked by anyone. It's the fact checkers that need fact checking. But all that aside, it's definitely manipulated, and it's definitely a tool of the spying. The more time you spend on there, the more divided you'll be, and you get in aroused with people you don't even know about stuff that you never used to bother you before. I mean, who cares what politics you have and what politics they have? That never used to matter. Suddenly it does. Why? Anyway, so number 2, limit or control or manage your social media. 3, you've got to get into nature. You must get out into nature as much as possible. Absolutely as much as possible. Out in the fresh air, away from the positive ions being generated by all the 5Gs and 4Gs and microwaves and Wi-Fis. You really just want to get down to the beach, get in the country, just walk along, take your shoes off, ground yourself. Well, that could be in number 4. Well, number 3 is definitely get into nature. So as much as possible, and it will help with numbers 5 and 6 maybe. All these numbers. For some reason, ordinal lists are really important. So 3, get into nature. 4, so while we're in the nature, while we're on, ground yourself. We need grounding. We're always on phones, computers, and I don't know if you know, these are blue light correcting glasses, which stop the blue light. All phones and computers screens emit a blue light, which isn't very good for your brain. So you may have seen some people with orange glasses on thinking they were being cool. No, that's the opposite of blue, so it counters the blue light. So grounding, number 4, it's really important. We're bioelectrical beings. It's a bioelectrical earth. It's a massive Tesla coil. The earth is a massive electromagnet. So grounding is super, super important for us, and when it comes to that, being by the sea is pretty important too, because salt water does clean off negative energies. That's why it's used in a lot of rituals. Salt is an incredibly important mineral. Yeah, I guess mineral. So grounding is number 4. Number 5, exercise. You need to feel vital, strong, and healthy. And to do that, you need a certain program of exercise. On one of my sister channels, Over 60s Men's Health, there's a program that is to just give you balance, core strength, resistance training, stretching, anaerobic, energetic if you want, qigong, and meditation if you want to work on your spiritual calm. There's also some information on Over 60s Men's Health on how to meditate, the easiest ways to meditate, how to clean your pineal gland. All these are really helpful for your inner peace, because greater understanding of what's going on and a greater ability to logically and critically think things through means there's less confusion in your mind, which less confusion means more peace. So definitely work on your health, because that makes you feel better. There's good chemicals involved in all of that. Meditation. Meditation is a way to get the dust to settle. When you have dreams and desires, as we all do, wants and wishes, the universe is listening to you. We are God's children. We are God's children. So to do that, you need a bit of stillness in your life. If there's too much noise, the unconscious mind can't do its work. It's busy doing the other things you've asked it to do. So you're filling yourself up all the time with ideas, thoughts, guilt trips from the past, worries about the future, ambitions, and it just cannot, it doesn't get any space, because it's also running all your automatic functions. It can't get any space. Not that it's like a manual labourer that needs time to dig that hole. However, if your mind's cluttered with constant requests to your unconscious mind, it's listening out to everything you think, say and do. So periods of peace are really important to your unconscious mind and to your manifesting anything you want in the future. So again, Over 60s Men's Health has got a good blog on the different sorts of meditation, and the YouTube channel has a video on the simplest way to meditate. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's 6, is it not? Anyway, that's the next one. Is connecting to a higher purpose, a higher being. You really need to. I don't like needs, musts, and shoulds, but when you realise that there are greater forces or greater consciousness, let's call it a consciousness, the greater consciousness, and we are another consciousness, and it's a unity consciousness. That's why we are part of God and God is part of us. So in a unity consciousness, the more powerful consciousness is, God is just a term. It could be a collective for all we know. It could be the great mystery, as the Native Americans call it. But whatever it is, connecting to it gives you a greater sense of a connection to the higher powers, if there are some, a way to pray, if you believe in that, which I do. It also, when you accept or believe that you were created by God or the Creator, whatever, the name's not important, then you have a sense that you were made for great things. You were given powers beyond imagination. People have powers of thought that can move things, that people can levitate, people can walk through walls. You may not believe all this. I've spent a lot of time in India. Yeah, it does go on. It does go on. And Autobiography of a Yogi tells you of some of the most incredible things that man is able to do. Yeshua, Jesus' final training was in India, which, to some authors, is where he learned the technique of pretending to be dead, feigning death, slowing his body rates down to death-like for 3 days. Believe believe that if you will, whatever you want, but that's what I believe, and I've read a lot about it. That doesn't mean it's true, but yeah, that's another thing going on. Do energy work. I don't know what number we're up to now. I'll have to go back and check. But do energy work. I really do believe that breathing and energy work is a way to develop peace, and peace that I've not experienced before. When I come away from Qigong sessions, I have come away from Qigong sessions where I've just felt like in the I'm resting in the arms of the universe. I just feel so at peace and buzzing with energy, but latent, not like caffeine energy, like power and strength. It's just hard to describe, so I won't try. I will leave that to you to experience. But reverse or cultural breathing is where you pull your diaphragm in when you breathe in and release your diaphragm when you breathe out. For me, that cycle around the chin down in the lower, below the navel, it just creates, that's where your chi lives, prana. And when you breathe diaphragmatically, systematically, you waken up your chi and it moves through your whole body. And when I do finish a good session of qigong, sometimes I feel so at peace, and yet so connected to all that is. The energetic fullness of the universe. It's just hard to describe. So they are, and finally, whether this is 7, 8 or 9, but finally, your words. If you want it inner peace, you have to watch your words. And to watch your words, you must watch your thoughts. And this is why meditation's really good. And this is why a program of all the other stuff is really good, because you fill your mind with, you fill your day and your time and your mind with the things you want, the things that are going to make you better, going to improve you, going to enhance your life. So you don't have a lot of time to think about nonsense. But thoughts become words, words become actions, actions become behaviours, and behaviours become characteristics. So you want to stop all of that. So really get hold of your thoughts and get hold of your words. If you think something that is what you used to think or is disempowering or negative, we should never criticise or complain. All that does is create, it never solves anything except, well, it never solves anything, but what it does is creates negative vibration in your energy field. It serves no purpose at all. You may feel it's letting off steam, it's letting off very bad steam. You might as well break wind. It is not helping you at all. So get control of your thoughts. Only think. We're all in this together. We're a unity consciousness. We're a yin-yang. The things that are going wrong are part of, we're as much a part of all that as not. And I know that's hard to get your head around, but if you think that we're a part of a single consciousness, then we have to be part of that. So really get control of your thoughts and then choose your words very, very carefully. Never speak anything critical of yourself. Never speak anything critical of anyone else. Never complain about anything. Make sure your thoughts and your words are congruent with the person you wish to be. Be, do, have, everybody. Be the person you wish to be, and you'll do the right things to have everything that person shall have. And if that is inner peace, then you're doing it really well. So there it is, everybody. Thanks for listening. If you've enjoyed this talk, please like, subscribe and share, and have a fabulous day. Have a fabulous life. All right, bye for now.